it's Mary with the Painted Peach. Welcome in to my channel. Today we are in a playlist collaboration and I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we get on with the video. But for now, let's just get started.
I got this wood round from Hobby Lobby on 90% clearance, and I'm going to use this today to make a Hello Pumpkin sign. I started out by sanding it just to get any raised edges off of there, and if the design was raised, I wanted to break that down as well. I wiped it off with a cloth, and then I started painting with some Waverly plaster paint. I do give this about 3 coats of the Waverly plaster paint. I did really thin coats, but that shell just kept peeking through, so I just kept going until I was sure that it was no longer there, and then I gave it a good dry and another sanding. I have this Chalk Couture. It's a part of one of the stencils, and it says "Oh hello there," and I've got this Essential Stencil rub-on that I just got from their release, and I'm going to use the pumpkin from it and the actual pumpkins. So I kind of mess around with this for a little bit, trying to figure out how I want to set it up, and it takes me a minute, but I finally get it. And I'm going to use the "Oh hello there" and the pumpkin all together on one line, and I'm going to use the pumpkins on the bottom. To put that "Oh hello there," I'm going to use a couple different chalk pastes, and one of them is Shimmer Eucalyptus. I'm going to use that here on the yellow, and then the other one that I'm going to use, I believe, is called Hey Pumpkin. So I'm going to use that on the O and the there. And then we're going to rub on that pumpkin transfer, the word pumpkin, right up there with the "Oh hello there." I do give the hello a dry in between, and then I do another coat of the Shimmer Eucalyptus because it wasn't really showing up as good as I wanted. And then I just lined up the pumpkin with the words so I knew where to put my there. And then we'll just rub on our pumpkin. It takes me a minute to get it to work. I think sometimes when I use chalk paint, it doesn't adhere as well as I like it to, but I do get the hang of it, and we got our whole line on there, "Oh hello there pumpkin." Now I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put my pumpkins, and I then decide I want to use another Chalk Couture stencil, so I get out this pattern and I put that at the top and on the third section of the round. When using these transfers or stencils on painted surfaces, you want to make sure that you fuzz them. I didn't show that in the video, but I did fuzz it before I stuck it on my board, and I just wanted to make sure I told you that. Fuzzing is just adding a little bit of lint to the back so it doesn't stick to your paint and pull it up. I'm using a gray color. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a lighter gray, and it has kind of like a tan tone to it. And I'm doing that at the top, and then I'm going to have to piece it together on this third section because the sides don't go all the way. But the good thing about these stencils is that they're ongoing. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you can keep on going with them and they just match up. I'm using the same color here, and we're going to do the whole third section of this shiplap. I'm assuming that's what it is. And we're going to cover the whole thing, and then we're going to pull it up and piece in the sides where it did not cover. It's really easy to see where you ended, and you just line it right back up, and it will work out just fine as if it went all the way across. Now that we got that on there, we're going to make sure everything's dry. And then I want to tell you about the Wood Round and Wreath Wednesday. Every fourth Wednesday of the month, it is a collaboration playlist, and these are your hosts. And I would like to thank them for allowing me to be a part of this fun playlist. Go check out the playlist in my description. All right, back to the pumpkins. We're going to put them down here at the bottom, and some of it will be cut off, but I will take those pieces that get cut off and I will use them on each side. So you're just going to do the same thing you did up there with the word pumpkin. Just going to rub it on and pull a little bit, and just keep rubbing and pulling that plastic back. And if it pulls up some of the transfer, you can lay it right back down and get that just rub in that area and it'll come off. There is our pumpkins. Now I'm putting this little sunflower that was cut off on this side, and then there's a little flower that I'm going to stick on the other side that was cut off as well. Now I'm just taking my little scraper and going through that little slat of the shiplap and making sure that it doesn't stay there. I guess I wanted to take it out of that area. I'm going over it with the sander, and now we're going to add some greenery to the top and a few sunflowers. We're going to use our staple gun to make sure they stay, and also I'm using some hot glue to add in some other pieces. Some of my greenery had some wires sticking out, so I was doing a lot of cutting and fiddling because I didn't want those wires showing. I do struggle with that a little bit, but once I get that going, I'm just piecing in other parts of this little swag, and then we're going to add some pretty colorful sunflowers. I have this bigger one that I'm going to cut this stem off, and then there was a wire piece in the back I needed to get out. We're just going to hot glue these right onto our wood round and greenery. Keep in mind that if you live in areas where you're going to have this outdoors and it's very hot, the hot glue will melt and these will fall off. So if that is the case, you will want to find a different way to attach them to your wood round. Now to finish this off, I'm just adding in some little pieces of greenery that I have, just piecing them in to fill it in and make it a little bit more full. Now, I will say if I was to do this one again, I would have put the pumpkin word on the third slat. I think the oh hello there would have been good on the second one, and then pumpkin on the third one where the pattern is. Just, after making it, something that I observed that I would have done differently. Now I'm just using some other types of greenery to fill in at the top so that it could be a little bit more full. And then we will be adding a few little ones here and there, and we will be done. Florals and greenery are definitely things that I struggle with. I don't do them very often because they're just not fun to me, but I do enjoy putting them on door rounds and things like that. I don't typically do wreaths, so I chose a round today, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me create this. I had a lot of fun creating it for you. I'm just taking my heat tool and running over these flowers because if you add heat to them, it does make them move out. You can see that middle sunflower is now nice and open. And here is our finished door hanger. Oh, hello there, pumpkin. I think it is very pretty and I really enjoyed creating it. This was a wood round or wreath Wednesday. And here are your hosts. Make sure you check them out in my description as well as the playlist. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. And as always, stay peachy. See you next time.